I'm sick and tired of trying to call you, and Zoe and Zara are screaming in the phone when we're trying to have a conversation. I'm gonna need you to set some boundaries with these children.
It's honestly rough. Like, I don't have a moment of silence when I'm with those two angels.
Sometimes I wonder if you're gonna crack. Like, when are you going to take some time to just do something for yourself? You literally cannot poop, have a conversation, nothing. Like, for yourself.
I mean,
It's
every
crazy.
week at
It is
like
crap.
3 o'clock on a Wednesday, I probably crash out. I either have to take a nap or I just sit there in silence and cry.
Welcome to TNT with the Sip, where we sip on truth and deep dive into life's messy, beautiful, and sometimes dramatic moments. I'm Brittany.
And I'm Chelsea.
And we're here to chat about all things real, raw, and relatable. Let's get into it.
Today we're exploring self-love and what that means to us as women. Like, we've navigated growing up. We went to an all-girls school, so that was, a chapter in itself. But then after that is university, going into relationships, navigating friendships, marriage, adulthood, bills.
Yeah.
Bills. So yeah, every season of our lives comes with different challenges and oftentimes
And different ways that you love yourself.
Yeah, different
Or not love yourself.
yeah. So figuring out how you show up in the world, who you are, that's kind of, to me, what self-love looks like. Figuring out like which version of yourself is in this season and how you're going to thrive and shine. And, so to me, that's self-love. And I don't think I've quite mastered it. How do you define it?
I mean, self-love for me in this season, I would definitely say setting boundaries and protecting my peace. I have been it has become very normal for me to just say yes to any and everybody without thinking about myself and how it's gonna affect me. I would literally give my last to anybody, or just say, yeah, I'll do it, when really I don't even have the time to do it, but I'm gonna try and do
learned
it.
that this week with you.
Anyway, yeah, so I mean, I'm trying to be very intentional for 2025 to really set my boundaries with people and my time.
Yeah, I feel like it's become such like a social media tagline. I'm protecting my peace.
Yeah,
But
but are you really?
Yeah, are you really? And what does that actually look like? Like, are you setting boundaries and being very clear on what that looks like, what that feels like in your body, and the discipline around it? I think, yeah, that's really important. And I don't know how many of us are actually sitting with that. And also being conscious that we're not hurting people in the process, because it's one thing to protect your peace, but, sometimes it can be hurtful at the detriment of other things. And how do we hold the weight of all those things?
Oh, yeah, the weight.
Yeah.
The weight is heavy. The weight is heavy. Also, another way I think I can define it, I think with self-love and self-care, like you truly have to know yourself and love yourself. You really have to love yourself. With social media, it's so hard because you're literally spending time comparing yourself to this person and the life that they have. So you have to really be comfortable with who you are, what you have, and how you can contribute to society, to the world.
Yeah.
Today we invited someone on our show who Britt and I truly think embodies self-care. And while we don't always have it together, we have been really excited to discuss with her and see her perspective on how she shows up for herself.
Yeah, today we have Ann-Merita, who I think is a powerhouse of a woman. She is a speech pathologist, a boss mom, like a fitness guru. And every time I see her on social media, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's goals. So I thought she'd be the perfect person to explore this subject with us. So welcome, Ann-Merita. Hi. So excited to have you. As we just get started real quick, tell us what you think self-care means to you.
Self-care really is your ability to pause and take care of yourself in the most holistic way. And that may look very different for different people. I think it's realizing that, as cliche as it is, you really can't pour from an empty cup. And sometimes, as mothers, as business owners, you know, individuals with aging parents, we tend to naturally do everything that needs to be done, often neglecting ourselves. And sometimes we just need to pause.
Yeah.
We just need to pause. We need to exhale. And we need to examine what we need. It's being in touch with yourself and attending to that and attending to it as often as you can so that you can continue to thrive. I think that's what self-care looks like. Balance. And that's often hard to strike, so we resort to juggling. But at the end of the day, I believe that in order to truly care for yourself, you have to pause, you have to listen to your body, you have to show up for yourself so that you can show up for the world.
Love that.
Love that, right? That's a lot of those. Everything you said is like things I say to, my clients all the time, but like to actually activate it and have the discipline to do it, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
You have to be honest with yourself about what you can do. I think I figured out a formula that works for me.
Yeah, tell you it's gonna be different. Yeah.
It's not perfect, but for my lifestyle, I so far I'm been able to manage.
Yeah. What do you do to refuel yourself?
You know, sleep is very important to me.
Wow.
And, they tell you because we're all mothers, they tell you from you get pregnant, sleep is it's over. Sleep is over. And it's daunting because when you check it out, when you have a lot to juggle, you both are wives, you have children, you have businesses. Sleep is something that we often put last, but for me, sleep is so important. I literally schedule sleep.
I love that.
I don't
I don't think it would work for me though.
Yeah, no, I can't even imagine.
I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go to bed at 10 and see me here at 10 o'clock.
No, and you find yourself going, no man, put on the phone. Last night, my phone lets me know at 10:20 that it's time for bed because I'm supposed to shut down at 10:30. So it used to be 10 minutes to brush my teeth, put in my retainer, do whatever I need to do. Do the skincare, and then get in the bed. And last night at midnight, sure enough, I was scrolling. You know what's asking?
I'm literally under the sheets.
Voice said, go to bed. You're going to be tired in the morning. And we often, disregard the voice, but I try to be consistent in listening to the voice. And I tell anybody, listen, my bedtime is 10:30. So when I post on Instagram and I say my friends have me up past my bedtime, it's called my bedtime is
Said it there. Yeah.
but it's important to schedule sleep on the weekends. Being in a co-parent relationship with my child's dad, which works very well. Like,
Yeah, I actually sometimes think that's a better deal because you get weekends. I'm like, sleep somewhat.
we've always had an arrangement where we both share her on the weekends. So he takes her one night. So we never go a weekend where neither one of us can do anything.
Yeah.
Because we have
You have a set schedule.
Yeah.
At work.
So I know that one day a week, whether it be Saturday or Sunday, I'll be able to sleep in and I won't have to wake up and make breakfast. And I kind of have that day to kind of, and I guess when you're married too, depending on your lifestyle, you share the responsibility. Like, mommy needs to sleep, mommy needs to recharge.
Yeah.
Then time should be allowed. So
That's a whole nother topic though.
I schedule.
Yeah.
I schedule, it's on our way, but I do schedule sleep because I feel like if I don't do that, I don't get enough sleep during the week. And on the weekends, it is my time. I give my body time to recharge or work out really hard during the week. In addition to being in the clinic, if, mostly kids with special needs or developmental delays, it takes a lot out of me.
No, that's a lot that you're doing.
And so on the weekend, if I don't say, all right, on Sunday, I'm just going to be in the bed for the morning session. Yes, so me. That's important to me in order to fuel my body and prepare it for the Monday through Friday.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like so many women like don't prioritize rest. That was actually going to be the name of our podcast.
Yeah, rest.
Or email is
Or email is
rest
rest with us. Yeah.
So that was the original plan because so many people don't even. It's not even they're not even resting your body, but your mind, your soul, every aspect of who you are.
Even, yeah, I think with rest, like, I actually cannot tell when last I've actually rested and like slept and like had deep sleep, because if I'm not doing something actively with the kids, I'm sleeping, but my mind is also thinking about what I need to pack for them for school, what activity, like it just never stops, it
Draining.
never ends. So I don't know when last I've rested.
And that's the thing. It's a conscious decision that we have to make to unplug. Um, I've there's not a moment when I'm not with Lyle that I'm not thinking of her. What's she doing? What's she doing? But I have to also trust in my village. So if I know she's always with family.
Yeah.
So she's not with me or her dad. She's with her grandma. And is with my sister. She's with her cousins. That gives me a little bit of peace of mind to say, okay, put your phone on Do Not Disturb. And for the next 2 hours, I'm going to watch Law and Order. And when my eyes close, I'll be able to fall asleep. The other thing is, and I pointed this out to my own dad who cannot sleep without the TV on, right? When you're sleeping and the TV's on and you press that sleep, everything in the background. And so I don't know if you've ever noticed how you start to dream about what you're hearing or watching. So every night before I go to bed, because I do like to watch TV going to bed, I will literally put on the sleep timer on the TV. I set it for 30 minutes or an hour.
I love the discipline, honestly. I really.
The discipline stress.
Yeah, I just love to get there.
There is nothing worse than disturbed sleep. And we all get disturbed sleep because we have kids.
Yeah.
So you're going to get the...
Mine is in my bed.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not, no.
Her kids sleep in their bed, but mine.
Yeah. But then they will come in and wake me up at like 2 o'clock, then 3 o'clock. And it's for nothing.
No, so
Right.
that's the thing. And I think it's about, balancing, okay, you're fine, go back to bed, and getting them out the bed early. So I knew, my sister taught me this when Lyle was an infant. The moment you start sleep training, and training.
They're sleep trained. Mine not sleep trained. We're just on vibes.
10 out of 10 recommend.
I'm on vibes. She's on discipline.
Yeah.
We'll have you not resting.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, so she now has to plan around the
Yeah,
sleep.
so there-
I just kind of like, if we have to go road, if we have to do this, but good. Her children, they need a certain conditions.
on a routine.
The room have to have a certain darkness. The sound that they're hearing. I can't have time for that. No, all right.
I think Tommy always maintained from she was a baby before she was walking. I maintained a bedtime routine, included a particular lotion with a particular smell and by a particular time. Yes, it was down, and I was very consistent with that. So for me, and I was also consistent about, I have a rule. I know it sounds a little harsh. Everybody thinks, oh God, you're so disciplined. No sleeping in mommy's bed.
Never, ever, ever.
Until Friday.
Oh, no, there's no Friday rule.
Just is a no.
Friday, I have to give her, because I used to sleep in my parents' bed too. Yeah,
Really, my situation is if he's not in my bed, I'm like, where is he? Let me. We broke bad. Our household broke bad. No. We have guest room.
Okay.
No, babe. My thing is, you can sleep in mommy's bed on a Friday night. And I that because like, she sleep back. Yep, getting enough. First of all, why kids always have to sleep?
Or like in a L, like she will send us pictures of Logan sleeping in the bed with her and her husband, and he's literally on top of them. And it's a H. They're in a H.
No, I can't manage because if I don't get good sleep, then I can't. By the next day between 12 or 3 o'clock, if I'm at work, I'm going to be yawning. And it push up for other people's kids.
That part.
It's important for me to be rested enough to make it through a work day. And so I allow her, she knows Friday night is our snuggle night. I mean, something to look forward to. So on Friday night, we get to pop something, pick a movie, and we snuggle, and she's always the first one to fall asleep.
I want that's how I could get Logan to reverse what we're doing. To be like, let's record a Friday and with the movies in the bed and a whole.
I don't know.
No, because it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
You look for the whole week. And then the other thing I did is every time she would have a bad dream, I would walk her back to her bed. You know, a lot of people just say, all right, just come in out of bed. Bed. And I'd say, look, you're fine. Mommy Lucian will say a prayer together. Every time you have a bad dream, my mother taught me that. Every time you have a bad dream, pray.
Pray.
Oh, we did that in our household. And every time to this day, I'll call mommy like, I had a bad dream. You pray?
Yeah, no, for sure. Even if it's a thought.
Exactly.
Pray.
Yeah. So to the point now that when she wakes up, a lot of the time, she won't wake me. She'll just turn on her little desk lamp, dim it down to the dimmest level, and she get back in her bed. She go, it's up, mommy.
Yeah.
You see, you have to train that girl.
Yeah, no, I'm all about the training. I'm all about the training.
But I mean, like, I kind of train myself. Like, when I see how you, like, wake up, you go gym, you go work, like,
That's admirable.
yeah, I can't even imagine. But, like,
Yeah.
I don't even know where the energy comes. Even when I get sleep, it's like I'm just the mental draining. Like, let's go into that because I think a lot of women are like juggling just load, the invisible load they call it, like all the little things. Like, how do you clear your mind? Like, I know for me, I recently started like meditating and tapping, and that I've just decided, even if it's just 5 minutes to start my day for myself, that's how I've been doing it since 2025. And just like the grounding of myself makes a big difference, but it doesn't negate that our minds are just.
You know, I think that's where my workouts really do help me personally. I'm a workout person. I've always been, as my in the gym journey started in high school. So I've literally been lifting weights since I was in fourth form at Camden College. And it was because I used to train with the track team because I still love track and field. So it was kind of it's been in me for a long time to be active, you know. And what I find now that I'm an adult and I have built it into my daily routine and my lifestyle is that heaviness that I feel sometimes, or feeling overwhelmed with life, with finances, with running a clinic, with dealing with, you know, often I feel guilt, and two types of guilt. I feel mom guilt because I want to be able to do more with my daughter and do more for her. And, you know, there's that feeling of, but how can I when I have so many other things to do? That's one thing. And then the other guilt I feel is a lot of people wanting me to help them from a clinical perspective, and there just not being enough time or opportunity in a month, in a week, to include them or to help them. So there's this weird space where I exist where I feel a heaviness because people are counting on me. I have my own expectations for myself. And everybody processes things differently. There was a time where I just sleep. I would literally, how I dealt with my problems is I sleep. Yeah, they used it. You know, the problems don't go. But just that moment, waste a lot of time when it could have been productive. And so I don't do that anymore. Now that I'm a mother, I have to keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah,
That's the
you have to
thing.
show, regardless.
Show up. And so the fact of the matter is, when I step in that weight room, I leave everything in that weight room. It's weird. I can't really explain it in words, but there's something about pushing your body to a limit, or even past this limit, that afterwards gives you this feeling of exhilaration and success and achievement that gives you the motivation to keep on going to the next day and the next day. I've always kind of prided myself on having good habits. I'm not perfect.
That's the major key.
But I try to make good choices for myself. And it's one of the 3 things that I put on my child. She's 7. And since she was 3 years old, I've been telling her these words. You have 3 responsibilities in life. Mommy only asked 3 things of you. I don't ask you to wash no dish yet.
It's loading. My child is 7 too. I'm like, it coming, it coming.
You know, laundry. I don't ask you to mop no floors. I don't ask you to clean no bathroom. Mommy asks you to do 3 things. Tell the truth no matter what. No matter what.
Yup.
Shouldn't do it you. Make good choices.
Yeah.
Make good choices. And the third one is do well in school. That is your priority. 3 things. And she repeat them. If you ask for no, Lyle, what are your 3 responsibilities? Make good choices, do well in school, and tell the truth no matter what. And I want to be able to hope to teach her that you're being held to a standard because those 3 things will help you later on in life. Your integrity, good grades, which will lead to good opportunities, and good choices that will help you to guide you through your life. And I've been telling her that since she was 3.
I love that.
So I try to be an example and not perfect. I eat a lot of candy, guys. Eat a lot.
Her bag always have candy.
Listen, look at my back right now. You're going sick.
So
I'm by no means perfect. I am a procrastinator. Ever since school days, I work well under pressure.
Or it's flip that. I work well under pressure. Not a procrastinator. That feels negative.
Yeah, exactly. I work well under pressure, but I could have gotten it done sooner. And you know, I am consistent with my work goals, but I consume a lot of sugar.
you have the perfect balance, so the balance works for you.
I try. And so yeah, for me, I decompress. I process a lot of things or let it go in the gym because I push my body hard. And then that period when I get home between that first half an hour of getting home, I try to extend it to an hour, but it never works. The first half an hour of getting home is mommy's bathroom time.
Oh my gosh. I thought about that today. Not even bathroom time.
My bathroom time, but your bathroom time don't necessarily mean you're using the bathroom.
No, but I can't even get a bathroom time. I really can't. I don't.
This girl on her lap.
Or even if I want to shower, like I don't remember when. It's not very often where I can shower by myself.
Yeah.
And that's where I want to just have silence and think.
I know, and I kind of said to my daughter, listen, Lily, the bathroom is a very private space.
Logan is that.
If they're in the bathroom, oh, should give them some time. It's kind of like when you knock on the bathroom door and you hear, and you go, anybody? And I go, somebody. You don't proceed to the door and push it. Don't put that like I'm coming in anyway. The moment someone says, somebody,
That's it.
you go, oh, sorry. And you walk away and you try and find another occupant. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
There's something about a space that is personal and intimate for you only. So I could be in that bathroom and I'm not doing anything.
He's just there.
I just need a moment of silence.
I would call that a moment. You need a moment.
I need a moment.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start.
I actually explain to my son like the big emotions, like, you know, when mom is feeling anxious, sad, happy. So he understands, and I try to explain what that feels like in your body because I really want a son who is in touch with himself, you know? No want him wife to appreciate them thing there. So I will say to him, mommy is feeling, he even knows mommy is feeling dysregulated and I need some alone time. And he'll be like, okay, mommy, I'll leave you on the couch or whatever. So I use the words around the emotion and what I'm feeling so he knows what mommy needs right now. So he's been very good at that, like giving me space to do that.
That will also give him, sorry, the speech therapist in me, that would also give him the vocabulary to use on himself. And that would also give him the vocabulary to kind of share with other people that may not understand what someone may be going through. So multimodality there. Just giving him the language is so important because you've created a blueprint for him to be in touch with his emotions, but to also describe it. Yeah, that's excellent.
And we don't realize too, like that we're modeling how we handle with stress and life and everything to our children. So sometimes, you know, I'm sure you see children coming into the clinic totally like dysregulated and out of it. And they're modeling the behaviors they're seeing of how to handle stress. I mean, we see it in our society. Like, people are not okay. I have friends, I'm like, yo, you need to just take a beat. Like, you know, and they're looking at how we handle with it. So, you know, we have to be very conscious of that. And I say to my mom clients or even just female clients, people are watching how you show up in the world. And even that is a weight for us. So like, just don't spend, like, I think we started talking about this earlier, like just show up as your most authentic self, because that will also feel like rest.
Yeah.
You know?
You're not putting on a show.
When you're putting on a show and
It's exhausting.
Man, I
you
hate-
can't keep up with the lies and you just be yourself.
yeah, that's why I feel like I hate networking events. Like when somebody invites me to one, I'm like, Brenda, I can't bother turn on another version of Brittany right now. And
Show up as
you know, but then I just
If that's enough.
yeah,
You know, is that
a big one. You know, sometimes we don't feel like we're enough.
Yeah.
You know what? I credit. If you ask anybody that know me well enough, I care zero. What people and some of the things that I say on my social media, you'll realize I care zero. I care zero because my father taught me this a long time ago. I remember I would get so worked up. I'm not in politics, but I have served in different capacities in different institutions. So whether it's being deputy head girl in prep school, student council president in high school, and for every time I had run for something, you know, there's always some discomfort. Yeah, people have a lot to say about you. And I used to take it to heart. I used to go home and I used to cry to my father. Daddy so-and-so said this and so-and-so don't like me. And he said to me, you have to firm up. You can't break so easily. The only opinion that should matter is the opinions of the people who love you, who you love, and who you choose.
Yeah. That's
That's your heart. That's your people.
Yeah.
Anybody outside of this, their opinions of you do not matter. They matter zero. And I've taken that, and it's kind of allowed me to grow a little bit of thick skin. So in my decision making about myself, I am almost never concerned about what people will think. I'm concerned about how it will affect my parents.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about how it will affect my child. And I'm concerned about how it will affect my circle. That's it. That's the deal. So when I show up in the world, I am enough. And I know I'm enough. One AMG.
Yeah.
Yes. And sometimes tell yourself,
Yeah, you have to talk to yourself in the mirror. Good gal.
no, you have to realize at the end of the day, and we're human beings, so there are times where we're going to have our insecurities, but you need to identify what those things are. When I was very young, I recognized what my weaknesses were and how I would feed into them, and I would choose not to. Because I get
That recognition, though, Ann-Merita, I find that a lot of people don't even pause to think about what am I really strong at and what are my weaknesses. There's so many people that don't even want to face the reality of who they are, so that they're like draining themselves.
particularly in this world of, as we were talking about, the curated lifestyle that we want to portray in this world to other people. You know, a few years ago, remember the term everybody was saying, nobody cares. Nobody cares. A lot of people have a lot of things to say about you, but what do you say about yourself? What are your thoughts about yourself? How do you want to look? If you want to look a certain way, then you have to chart a particular plan to get there. And a lot of the time, the immediate gratification of the things that you want that's not life. Life was never like it's like that. No.
Yeah, it's
Everything
better
is
not.
like, oh, I want it now, so I can just pay for it or get it. But in reality, does it really bring you any satisfaction? You have to always chart a plan for how you're going to sustain a particular thing. So I'm working towards buying a house. I'd love to own a house one day, but you have to work.
We have to work towards it.
You have
Yeah.
to decide that, look,
It's not gonna happen
it's
tomorrow.
not going to happen tomorrow. I'm going to chart a plan. Not everybody's going to meet the Prince Charming, this prince of some small somewhere to come and see you off your feet. It's all about really looking at yourself, being okay, and working on the things that you're not happy with. It's not going to come through immediate gratification. I work out hard. It's my place to lay everything on the mat. But let me tell you about the results, girl.
We see it. Real goodies for their goals.
Yeah. Yeah, I know your goals for sure. I would love to get there. But it's that discipline that I can be accountable and say that I don't have that. So that is something I want to work on. I mean, I have a trainer and love him, and I've been missing for a while. We both have.
We share.
And he's when are you coming back? I want to come back, but I never have the time. Like, that's something I want to do for myself. Like, that's the kind of self-care that I want. But when can I go?
My coach, because I go to a coach, and he says to me, all I'm hearing is excuses, Brittany. Ann-Merita is looking at you that way, like, I'm just hearing excuses.
You have to figure out what works for you. And for me, what works for me is building it into my schedule. So there is a time in the day that I must be doing a particular thing. So from 10:30 to 5 o'clock is my clinic time. There is no workout that's going to happen then. None. I'm at the clinic now, work. I have bills to pay. But from 5:30 to 7 o'clock, that's my child's time. I have to wake her up. I have to get her bed. I have to make her breakfast. I need to get out the house. I need to feed myself, get ready, and get out the house. That's our getting ready. That's our go time. I call it. That's mommy's go time. And then it's that little space between dropping her to school and them going to the clinic. That's me time. No, not everybody going to have that luxury. I work for myself.
Right.
If I worked at any
Corporate 9 to 5.
9 to 5 kind of thing, I wouldn't have that. I would have to try to reconfigure my schedule, fit it in. But it would have had to get fit in.
Yeah.
There was a time where I had to prioritize evenings because before I had a child, that was my schedule. I'd go to work. I was living in the United States. I'd go to work, and then I'd come home, change, and go to the gym that's down the road. And then I'd come home, eat something, and go to bed. I never have no chick nor a child. I never need for the nothing else. Now I have a child. I have to try to build around her because I see her for this much time in the morning and this much time in the evening.
Yeah.
And then we have our weekends. Her dad gets her on one day, and I get her on one day because I don't want to go a whole weekend without my child. I never liked the thought of that. And so I've built my schedule to include the things that are important to me. Now, if working out and you want to do that and it becomes important to you, you have to build it into your schedule. And you brush your teeth, you eat, you have to work out.
Yeah.
So whether it's 30 minutes, 1 hour, or for me, 90 minutes, I have to do that. That's what's important to me. It's like eating, it's like resting, it's like any one of those things.
And that's your release. Like, I want to be able to find what that thing is for me. I'm hoping it's working out because I want to be one of those gym girlies.
I want to be like Ann-Merita.
Yeah, like, I'll be like me in the gym. Yes, I want that for myself,
But hold yourself accountable. I think for me, I have a little community that I look forward to seeing. I have a trainer. We got Chris Pinnock. I appreciate that. I know he's looking for me. He don't yet see him. I go wonder when me there. I'm gonna see you come on the gym. Yeah, I'm on my way. And so and through repetition, this is one of the things that even in speech therapy and for parents who are working with their children who have delays or have things they need to work on, repetition. Kids learn through repetition. So why we can't do the same?
That's so true. Yeah, my kids are routine. So I really,
But we teach them a routine for a reason.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What is it? So that they build a habit independent, learn how to do it on their own. We teach them how to bathe, how to brush their teeth a particular way, because we want to know, so we don't have to, and some
Yeah.
we won't have to check it.
Yeah.
They'll just do it.
And so I guess it takes us back to that part where, as like moms or just anybody, you neglect yourself. And so I've been neglecting myself. I can 100% say that for years. I've been neglecting myself. There's no self-care, no self-love, no nothing. I've been just pouring into not only my kids, but other people. Like, I have a love for people. So I'm just going to pour till there's literally nothing in me. And like my parents and Brittany and my brother have to be like, yeah, you okay? Because really, truly, no, I'm not okay. So for 2025, I'm trying to regroup, get a routine in, work on the self-love, work on the self-care, because I have not been doing that. You say you can't pour from an empty cup. My cup is empty.
You have to schedule it. When are you going to schedule time for Chelsea? So, Chelsea, literally, I close my door. Now, again, not everybody will be able to, but I have a business. Close my office twice a year. Everybody knows, say, December and summer, 2 to 3 weeks, I'm not in office, because that is the time I've scheduled as rest for me, rest for the bit of them.
Yeah.
And in that particularly summertime is a time that I decide that's Lyle's time. So for 2 weeks, your mom is going to go somewhere or going to do something. Even if we don't go somewhere, I'm going to try and make it as fun as possible. So maybe excursions around the island.
Right.
Last summer, I took her to Paris for the Olympics. And it was important to me to get that done. We had to see Auntie Shelley run in the last time, even though it didn't work out that way. But we were there.
Right.
We were able to be in her environment, to be at the
The creative core memories.
and it created a core memory. And so I know she'll remember, because I remember the things that
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Same.
for me. Yeah. I mean, I remember every bit of my childhood. So I create that time for her and for me. You need to create that time for you.
Yeah.
You have to figure out when that time will be and how often it will. It could be, 2 hours, 3 hours of sleep on the weekend. I know you can't wrap your head around it, but you have to decide that I'm going to plan for that rest. So if that means that we're going to take the kids, or my parents going to take the kids, and I'm going to turn off my phone, and I'm just,
I have such a hard time turning off my phone.
I don't turn off my phone, to be honest.
Or even like the do not disturb thing. Like if Brittany is out or my parents are not at home,
She can't sleep if any of us are on the road.
till I know that they're okay.
She has a problem.
Which is it's crippling. That fear is very crippling. Like I will lose sleep. I just need to know that.
That's trauma.
It is trauma, yeah. That's a whole other thing too. That's crazy trauma thought to have. But yeah, like I can't like.
WhatsApp groups are for everybody home? Okay, no.
Oh no.
Or run away for spy.
I have to be like. People find ways to figure out where it is. Yeah.
Well, on that note, we should probably tune into the dilemma that was submitted to us. You want to explain how this works?
So for our podcast, what it is that we have a WhatsApp group with our core, what would we call them?
Or squad, and all of them have a T name.
Yeah, we've assigned them, not necessarily a T name, but things that are associated and affiliated with T. So we do have one today from our sister-in-law, Justine. She is
Honey.
Yeah,
Our
she's
brother
Honey.
actually calls her Honey, so we had to pick her that name.
So we will pretty much get dilemmas, situations from them, and then we deep dive into it and go beyond the surface.
Remember that you can also submit your dilemmas by clicking the link in our bio, because we want to hear what's going on with you, people on the ground, so that we can give some perspective and dive into your tea. Okay? All right, so let's go to Honey's dilemma today.
Hi sissies. So I came across this scenario about a few weeks ago, and I just thought it would be some good tea to get brewing. So this person says, I feel that I have a lot to be grateful for. I have a job, my health, and friends and family. Life is great, but just feeling so burnt out and exhausted all the time. It's basically a mentally and physically exhaustion or physical exhaustion, cranky all the time and break down and cry at little things. So she's able to function daily, she's able to do her job, cook, clean, and spend time with family, right? But the feeling is still there, that feeling of exhaustion. So she says that also she cannot manage what it takes to keep herself alive, if it makes sense. The eating healthy, the don't eat takeout too much because you'll gain weight. Exercising because it's good for you, trying to drink 8 glasses of water a day, take all vitamins, call and check up on relatives, almost every day having to cook for not just yourself but also family, to take care of a marriage, physical appearance, going to doctor's appointments, and the list goes on. She just feels like she cannot stay on top of everything and life just seems so mundane, even though she has a lot to be grateful and thankful for. She just feels so guilty about all of this.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess that kind of embodies everything that we've been saying. Like sometimes there's just this permanent exhaustion with just everything.
It's crazy because, I don't know how old this person is, but I feel like we're we're in a season, especially those, 30s and 40s, in a season of fatigue.
Yeah.
Everybody's a bit tired.
That's weird because I feel like our parents did so much more at a younger
I think so. Yeah.
and maybe that's why because they were young.
Yeah, they were more energy. Yeah, they were
Have
young.
more energy, but they accomplished so much. And I guess we are now in a season of fatigue. And one thing I did identify listening to it is outlook. I kept thinking outlook. Nowhere in there could I really say I heard a spirit of gratitude. And I think that is what makes the difference a lot of time. Not to say you're not tired,
Yeah.
I was watching an Instagram reel just a day or so ago with CC Winans. And she was saying that even when you book it, you book her toe on the side of the bed, and we all know about that.
Thank you, God, if I have a toe.
You. Thank you, Lord. You go downstairs, the whole our amazement, got out, hallelujah. Lord, I just want to thank you. And it was so funny because we don't think to give thanks when we're feeling like that. We just want to not feel like that. Yeah. And everything everybody's telling you to do, you should work out more, it might be hormonal.
Yeah.
But really and truly,
It's the mindset.
it's a mindset because that's life. And life don't necessarily doesn't get any easier. Might, it
Ebbs and flows.
ebbs and flows. But at the end of the day, when it's not flowing and it's ebbing, what's your mindset? What is your spirit of gratitude?
Yeah.
Because I stop for a moment when I pray at night, and if I'm honest, I've not been getting on my knees as much as I used to in prayer. But if the first thing I say when I do start my prayer is, Lord, thank you. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my child. Thank you for her health. Thank you for my parents. So many people don't have their parents. I have both of mine.
Yeah.
Thank you that they are in good health. Thank you for the way that my siblings show up for me. Thank you for their lives. I begin to thank, and a long prayer become I have to mention everything. But I'm saying thank you because my life could be very different like that. It could change tomorrow after I leave here.
Yeah.
But my mindset should really impact how I am dealing with each encounter every day.
Yeah.
So,
It's a choice.
can't go on vacation. We would all love to. But thank you for this roof opener.
Yeah.
Thank you that I have internet, I have food. I really don't need to go anywhere, though I'd like to.
Yeah.
Life could be so much worse, and it's not the thing you want to hear when you're not.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Great.
Which it's funny this year, my friend, who will actually be one of in the group chat, she'll be Sugar, bought me a gratitude journal for Christmas, and every morning since this year, I've been writing. And it gives me prompts because I don't naturally like to journal. Growing up, I loved to, but I don't know. Since adulthood, me just need something simple. And it asks me, what am I grateful for today? And every day, because I don't want to write the same thing, it forces me. And I have to really think, and it's little things like, oh, I had a brownie yesterday. Just rewiring the brain is so important. And it's definitely helped me to set a tone. And then another question in it, and my coach asked me the same thing. What do you want to experience today? And that sets the tone for everything. I want to experience joy. I want to experience a peace that surpasses all understanding. And when I put that in front of my lens, that's how I'm going to see the day. That's a good way to start the day. Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
That's it. A friend of mine, and I have had a conversation, and he's always talking about the growth mindset. You have to have a growth mindset. Your life can go in varying directions, but you're steering the ship. So it's kind of like, okay, I remember hearing her say, I have everything, but I still feel this way. So she's trying to figure out why I still
feel
this way. And I'd asked her, what are you doing differently, if at all? Because if you can't be doing the same thing
And expecting different results.
Have to make conscious choices.
and it's little things, it's little changes, and it could start with just a change in your mindset. I don't like this, so this is what I'm going to do about it. And I think somewhere along this, us getting warped into the matrix of social media, we stop thinking about solutions. If I don't like a particular thing, what am I doing about it? Put myself in a position to begin to feel whole, to begin to feel worthy. It can't be that I'm going to sit in these feelings and make poor choices as a result.
The choices thing again.
Yeah, it literally comes down to the choice.
Combination of mindset, the spirit of gratitude, and the choices that we make. And it's not a quick 1-2. It's little steps that you make each day, every day, and identifying. And that's where journaling comes in. I'm not a journaler.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate it. I will go in my phone and journal.
Yeah.
Something feels overwhelming, I'm gonna write something long and I'm gonna put it in, so that I can go back and visit it from time to time. These are the little things that we can do each day, but you can't sit in it and decide that, I don't know why I'm feeling this way.
Just keep going, whatever.
But that can't.
Yeah, for the something about it.
You
Yeah.
have to begin to make very conscious, proactive choices
For sure.
to get to an end goal that you are satisfied with. Because again, it's about how you feel about you, and it's about what you are doing for you and how you're showing up for yourself. So
Yeah. So on that note, I want to thank you so much for showing up on Tea and Things today. It was so fun.
Yeah.
wholesome conversation.
I honestly learned a lot. There are a lot of things that I'm now going to take and, put in place for my own life. And, the self-care and the self-love,
It's the discipline.
yeah,
for me.
the discipline, you're truly, honestly admirable. I really am happy that you took the time to come and sit with us. Really, really appreciate it.
This was wholesome, and I'm humbled. Thank you.
You're our first guest, You're our first guest as well. Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, I feel like everything that you said about just showing up for yourself, loving yourself, being disciplined about it, modeling that to our children and the people around us, and really, being consistent. Those
And authentic.
The authenticity. Yeah, that's big for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Where can our community find you and connect with you?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram. I'm on social media. The only thing I have is Instagram. I don't do other socials. But my personal Instagram account is Ann-Merita, and that's Ann-Merita, Merita, not M-A, Ann-Merita _Golding. And then my work Instagram is speech_therapy JA. No, I am big on a work-life balance. That work-life balance. Yeah, I separate work from personal. Please do not sending no messages on my personal account about work. It's unlikely that I will respond. But yeah. So
And guys, she's highly booked. So, you know, if you have children that need help, just know you have a long wait period.
and that's a whole lot.
That's a whole other day.
Yeah, but summertime.
Yeah.
Growing out a summer program.
After you take the time with your daughter, of course.
Oh, no, before.
Okay, before.
Well, thanks again for being here, and we really appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Yay! We learned so much from Ann-Merita today. Like, I know for me, the discipline and the consistency of the things that we say we're going to do, we need to actually be intentional about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it felt like a therapy session. I felt a little refueled. She really had some nuggets that I can definitely apply to my life. You know, that discipline is a big one. Like, so commendable. Like, I really want to get to that point. You know,
so
she
many
mentioned
times you have excuses, right?
Yes, it's the bunch of excuses. You know, just even, you know, setting that bedtime alarm. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I have one on my phone, but no, I don't fling it away and like keep scrolling. You know, like I completely ignore it because I'm not going to bed at 10 o'clock. But I need to wind down at 10 o'clock, and you know, the fact that I have routine for my kids, I'm neglecting myself and not following my own routine. You know, like I have to create a schedule while it's work. Everything is happening. Kids are doing this. Kids are doing that. Work is happening. I still have to set that time for myself, like, and make it a priority.
For sure. So, listeners, viewers, tea drinkers, I want to invite you to think about how is it that you're showing up in the world and setting intention around yourself. Oftentimes we think, oh, that's so selfish, but it's not selfish, because we can't show up for other people and love people deeply if we're not showing up for ourselves and setting the discipline and pouring into our cup so we can pour from overflow. That is critical and just so important. And I mean, we're still learning that, and I'd love for you to just share in the comments, how is it that you're going to show up for yourself this year? And in doing so, how will you be a better person and serving your community in a deeper, more impactful way?
So going forward, we're going to have a sissy shout out for every episode. And today we want to shout out our sissy, or God sissy, Kia.
Kia volunteered to be the producer of our show. So she is also in the room with Malik, who we introduced last week. And we are so grateful, like, to have her. I know she was like, here's my feedback.
I know, but
I don't really want to
she
tell you. But when she told us, we were like,
whoa. Like,
we needed that.
Yeah, Kia is a true powerhouse in production. So we're super grateful to have her here with us to guide us. And to ensure that, you know, we're able to grow and build our brand in the best way.
Yeah, so big up you, Sissy. As a reminder, Tea and Things is a community, and we are trying to curate life experiences for all of our followers and all of the people who are following this journey. We do have our next event coming up on February 23rd, which in the first week, we haven't even really launched
Not even first week. We haven't, again, we haven't launched it. However, all our spots are full,
Big up you guys, you love us. But please, still sign up for the community, because we are trying to find a way to serve as many women as possible who want community, who want deeper, more impactful relationships. And while it will say you're on the wait list, don't worry, there are things that are coming for you.
For this week, guys, we just want to remind you to focus on self-love and self-care.
Keep spilling the tea and sipping the truth. See you soon.